To the Weekends Over podcast. I'm your host, Alex. I'm here with Max. We still have a short crew tonight, but we promised to go over everything for you. Taylor might jump in this time. I know he said that last time, so we will have to see. Do a little quick little update on our picks last week. Max had a pretty good week. I'm about to pull him up. Max went 9-7 last week, and I went 6-10. Taylor Thompson, we didn't tell y'all his picks, but he sent it to us. He went 2-13 last week, so he went awfully bad. Me
He's
and Max,
going with Hugh Freeze.
yeah, he's gonna be fired as well.
Yeah.
Me and Max both split our locks and our sneaks. Josh also went 6-10 with me last week as well. So Max, the only one with a winning record last week. So good job to him. He's a ball nowhere, and apparently no one else is, especially not Taylor. Uh, just to kind of go over last week a little bit, do a roundup. First game I'll get into is the Georgia Ole Miss game. And Max, I went and I listened to our podcast, and it's actually so funny. You basically said how the game was going to go. You said Ole Miss was going to have a lead, but then in the second half, Georgia would come back. They'd have their halftime adjustments to win. It wasn't the second half; it was the fourth quarter for Georgia. But that is how it went.
That is the second half.
Well, you know what I'm saying, not third quarter.
Yeah.
But Gunnar Stockton playing really well, throwing the ball well.
Yeah. I just, I leaned Ole Miss in the game to cover, and I don't think they did. They did though.
We didn't pick Ole Miss to cover.
I didn't.
It was Georgia 7.5, and you thought it was 8.5, so you went Ole Miss. But when you found out Georgia 7.5, you're like, oh, okay, yeah, I'll go Georgia.
Dang. Well, I remember I was talking to our father the other day, and actually Saturday morning, and he asked me who I thought, and I said, earlier in the week I was leaning Georgia, but right now I lean Ole Miss to cover out. I still didn't think they would win, but I just had a feeling Ole Miss would come out and play well, and I thought Ole Miss proved a lot. They scored on every single possession except for two. Field goal or touchdown. But I mean, to do that on Georgia's defense is elite. But their defense was very bad in the second half, and really the whole game. But I think they're both playoff teams.
I do too. I think Ole Miss proved a lot. I mean, doing that on the road, especially. Obviously, Bama, we won on the road, but we didn't score that many points. Ole Miss definitely has to figure out their defense, though. They have to do better about that because there's no way you should score that many points and still lose. But it happens. One thing we didn't talk about happened Friday was the Miami game losing to Louisville. And when we were talking about it in the last podcast, I said the one thing that worries me, because I know it will happen eventually, is Carson Beck turning the ball over. And he threw 4 picks, and he looked awful. He was the reason they lost that game. If he didn't throw 2 of the picks, they probably win it. But yeah, Louisville played well. Defense played really well to make Carson Beck do that. But that is one of the things I worried about with Miami, or even just any ACC team in general. There's always a game that they drop that they shouldn't, and they did.
Yeah, you could almost, I don't know, I that feeling with Miami started to go away from me. I thought their defense was really good. But that number 4, I think, for Louisville, I can't remember his name, but he was just, I mean, he would find space anywhere they would allow it, and he would squeeze through, he would break tackles. And Brom for Louisville, I mean, he shows that he just shows up for big games.
Yeah.
But Miami's not out of it. I think Louisville's
They're going to be in the playoffs still.
Yeah, I think Louisville's not. I think they're a decent team, and I think Miami just got caught, and it was definitely a sleeper game for them. A sleeper game for them.
It's so weird for it to be a sleeper game because it's on a Friday at home. So,
I mean, you saw the same thing with Florida State at. I mean, I know it was at Virginia, but these Friday games seem to.
Yeah.
I don't know. There seems to be a little trend there.
Yep. Minnesota lost to Nebraska. Excuse me, Minnesota beat Nebraska, and they beat them 24-6.
Embarrassed them.
Yeah, and thank goodness, Nebraska was never a good team. They got the good win against Cincinnati at the beginning of the year, but they haven't really looked good. Raiola, he's okay. He's not great. So I mean, that's all I really have on it. Minnesota handled business. They delayed. Minnesota's a decent team this year. They actually are.
Yeah. They were just more physical than them and beat them up.
Yep. We'll go to Arizona State beat Texas Tech. Last podcast, Max said, I'm going to go with Arizona State to cover, but if Texas Tech wins this game and handily, then I'll start believing in them. That is what you said.
Yeah.
So you don't believe it.
Well, I don't know. I still think, they have their backup quarterback. I still think that, they could make a run at the Big 12. That's no issue. There's no shame in losing to Arizona State on the road. Arizona State's not I know they lost to Mississippi State, but people aren't realizing Mississippi State's gotten a lot better this year. And I think Arizona State's a pretty good team. They're tough out. They don't give up, and you saw that. So. I don't think they're out of it. I think they're probably still my front runner to win the Big 12.
BYU?
I trust Texas Tech more than BYU.
Cap. BYU beat Utah at home. BYU's been doubted. The
What was the final score of that game?
24-21.
Texas Tech beat Utah.
It doesn't matter.
Beat the fuck out of them.
BYU's undefeated. Never lost.
They lost.
No.
Mormons are liars.
Next game we'll talk about is the one that I think was the most interesting. Vandy at LSU. It was exactly how we said it was going to go. Vandy controlled the clock. LSU did get some big plays this game. I'll give them that. But Vandy controlled this game most of the time. It really wasn't as close as the score indicated. Vandy stayed on the field, scored methodically. It was a little close at the end there. I know I just said it wasn't as close as it seemed. But for the most part, Vandy handled that game well. Pavia did good. I think him striking a Heisman pose is a little stupid. It's not like he had the best game ever. But Vandy is a good team. They are very good. Vandy is a college football playoff good team. They are that good. I believe it. They have a really mature team, older team, and the way that they play the game, especially offensively, challenges every single defense ever, because if you make the wrong move, they're going to capitalize on it. That is their offense. That's their bread and butter. I will not be surprised. Obviously, I think their head coach, he loves Vandy, but after this year, he was going to get some offers that I believe will be very hard to turn down. Same thing for even their offense coordinator.
Yeah, what Vandy's good at is they're good at the short game, short passing. Pavia's great at the, 10 yards and in passing, and they're good at the option, and running the ball. But they're also good at the scramble. Pavia's great at, getting out of the pocket, and his running backs and receivers are great at, running the scramble drill and getting a way to get open. And when you combine that with a, possession type offense and a defense that's really scrappy, they have some pretty good defensive linemen. A couple, outside linebacker from Alabama who's pretty good, and a corner who plays both ways is really good. So they're a different Vandy team. They have good players. They have some NFL talent guys on that team. So,
Yep.
Yeah, I think they're a contender. I think they got a tough schedule going forward. They got Tennessee and Texas, but I think they can get those games. I think they're both on the road. It's going to be tough. It's going to be difficult, but I think if they could get one of them, I think they could be 10-2 and go to the playoff.
Yeah, I agree. And with a 10-2 record, I think it's hard not to put them in there because the wins that they'll have will be really good. Those will be all like ranked wins, especially they beat Missouri. They beat Tennessee.
That's a tough one this weekend. That's you don't need to lose that one, but which they very well could. Missouri. I think this is a battle of who gets to the playoff between Vandy and Missouri.
Yeah, and we'll talk about that more a little bit later. Next game, USC Notre Dame. Notre Dame handled business. They covered too. I thought USC would be able to cover. It was a weird game. They had a bunch of weird mistakes on both sides of the ball.
Arthur, the ugliest pick I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Did you see that pick?
Yeah, like running in a circle. Yeah.
Yeah, and just threw it right to him.
Mm-hmm. I think Notre Dame might have just sealed it though. I don't really see them losing another game.
Yeah, who else do they have? They have I don't know who they have.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, that's the problem. We don't. They play Navy. Navy's undefeated. That's the only game I know that they play.
Eddie's gonna get them.
They play some bad teams, so I think they're actually a lock. So that sucks.
I don't
US,
know. They lost to Northern Illinois last year, so
but that was like the one game, that they weren't like. I think they're going to be ready for every single game because they have to be because they know if they lose, they're out. But
they got Pittsburgh at Pittsburgh,
it's good. I'll give Pitt that. Pitt's decent.
Syracuse, Stanford.
Stanford's not beating that.
Hey, Stanford is. Oh, I'll say this: Stanford is better than what we thought they were at the beginning of the year, right or wrong.
I mean, yeah,
They've gotten better.
Goldbrinson still sucks. I don't care.
Oh yeah, I mean they're not very good, but they have gotten better. I mean they beat FSU. I know FSU's lost to a bunch of teams, but I mean just to be able to beat them is they've definitely gotten better than what they were.
Yeah. Uh. Oh, we haven't talked about Bama. Bama 37, Tennessee 20. Thought we played really well. Defense stepped up. Obviously, huge swing at the end of the half. Getting that pick six was huge because they were driving it. But I think for the most part, we played really well. I mean, our wide receiver core played phenomenal. Every single one played good. Uh, Brian Williams had hands this game, didn't drop a pass, caught some really tough ones. I really liked how Hill played. I want to see him in the backfield more.
He got it going in the fourth quarter.
Latair Brooks continuing to play well defensively. I mean, that's a really good offense, and for us just to allow 20 points, that's really good.
Solid.
Yeah.
I thought we stopped the run well in the first half, and in the second half we took some bad angles. As Deontay Lawson once and one of the safeties one time just took a bad angle, and that allowed him to break loose. But yeah, I mean the halftime interception. A lot of people say, well, that didn't. Alabama would have. Without that, the game would have been super close. That right there was a punch straight to the chin, like a knockout blow. It was like, yeah, you're not gonna win this game.
Yeah,
And it's not just saying it's like I'm not saying it was luck or anything. It was a lot of things that went into it. Brown made a great play. He knew it the whole time, which everybody knew it the whole time. I mean, not all the way, but everybody was like, "There's no way they're gonna run this." And Brown knew it, and for some reason, Tennessee coaches didn't know it. So, and also it was a bad pass. If he would have put it out on the fingertips towards the pylon, he may have completed it, but he threw it on the inside hip. So
also their coach right there, he could have called a timeout that like beforehand in that drive, like maybe a play or two before, but he let the clock run like 15 seconds.
yeah,
And then
yeah, I remember that.
Really weird.
Right
Because,
before
I
they
mean,
got right after they got the first down, and
yeah,
like
and
on the
that's the thing.
5.
Like, I don't think that. I mean, at least you might have a chance if you want to run one then or do something. You can like maybe run your kicking team out there really quick and then kick it. But no matter what that play call right there, everyone knew it was going to be a pass, and at the end of the day, it's on the coaches for that one.
Yeah, but also it's like you could have just reverse psychology them, and then they're like, "No, we're gonna run it."
Yeah.
But if you don't get it, you look like a dumbass, and people are gonna call you a dumbass.
Yeah. Yeah. The only way
It's like I only did it because people thought I wasn't. It's like,
yeah.
well,
yeah. Last game we'll talk about is Auburn. Once again, they lose. I mean, I'm done. I'm done picking Auburn for the rest of the year. I picked them again last week, even though I was like, I'm not going to. But then I did anyways. Auburn's offense is horrible. I feel horrible for their defense. Their defense is really good, actually, but they just can't do anything offensively. And I said this before. Jackson Arnold's like the opposite of Bo Nix, as to where Bo Nix could run around in a circle and not get sacked and throw it. Jackson Arnold just holds the ball forever and waits to get sacked. Obviously, their offense line isn't the greatest. Like, there's a lot of times when he is sacked and there's just pressure on him instantaneously.
Jackson Arnold holding the ball.
He holds it.
Their offensive line isn't the best, but they're not just dog shit. It's Jackson Arnold holds the ball way too long, and he sits there in the pocket, after 4 seconds. He's just standing in the same spot. And we saw it against Oklahoma, the 10 sacks. 8 of them were on Jackson Arnold. You see it in every game. All these sacks. He just stands in the pocket way too long. I mean, I bet not less than a quarter of them are actually on the offensive line.
Hmm.
It's just, I think most Auburn fan Taylor, I think he's kind of with it on the fire Hugh Freeze train, in which I'm a Bama fan, so I'm not saying it in like a, I'd love it for Auburn to keep Hugh Freeze, keep sucking, but as an objective guy, it's like if this was Bama. Which I know some Bama fans were screaming at the beginning of the year when Bama lost to Florida State to fight, which that was never me. I knew there was
Yeah.
no way we would fire DeBoer. DeBoer's going to be here, you know, unless we went, 5-7 or something like that,
Yeah.
6-6, then he's not getting fired. But Freeze, I think it's time for him to go. I don't. It's not working. He's brought in to be the offense quarterback guy. And for 3 years, his offense and quarterback have been garbage.
Yep.
It's, and you would think that if you're an offensive guru type guy, quarterback guy, that even with bad players, you would see some stuff that's like, okay, he's building on this, and he can but we haven't seen that. You haven't even seen that. You
Mhm.
haven't seen a glimpse of anything offensively that's good. Other than a few quarterback keeps and read options here and there. I think the game has passed Hugh Freeze by. I think this RPO scheme that he, developed in 2011, I think it's done. I think people figured it out. I think it's been too long. Nick Saban, Alabama did the same thing with Tua and all those guys, and it worked for us for a little bit, and then it stopped working for us. People started to figure it out.
Yeah. Um, I was honestly surprised that they didn't fire him like this
I
week.
thought they would. I thought they would after. Not even just by losing, but just by the way they lost.
The way that
I
they
mean,
continue to lose, it's the same way every
I
single.
mean, it's the same way. It's like they're in these games and they just find ways to lose. The Missouri guys coming up talking all kind of shit, saying it's punk, and Auburn guys aren't saying nothing. They're just sitting there like, yes sir. But I mean, it's kind of embarrassing. And then the way Hugh talks. Did you hear about him asking for the public poll or something like that in the press conference? He just seems like a beta. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
it's been tough. Yeah, I mean, he hasn't looked good, and I mean, there
I'm a
needs
beta.
to be, yeah, there needs to be a change. Let's
Not
go.
these guys behind me though. These guys are not betas.
No, those are alphas. Alphas.
Yeah, big dogs.
Let's go ahead and move into the picks for this week.
All right, that.
Start off with 11 a.m. Ole Miss, Oklahoma. Start off strong. Oklahoma is favored by 5.5. Totals 54. 54 and a half. I'm going to go with Ole Miss. Oklahoma did beat South Carolina last week. Their defense looked good, but Mateer hasn't looked great. He struggled. I still think he's hurt, and I think Ole Miss gets it. I think their offense is really good, and they're going to be able to do something. And I worry about Oklahoma offensively. I know it's at home, and I know the defense will be there, but I'm gonna trust Lane Kiffin in this one. Actually, I think he's got something good right now. So I'm
Yeah,
gonna
I'm
take.
riding with you. I trust Lane. I you know I don't know. Lane, he's got his back against the wall right now. I mean, they don't have one loss, but they don't need to lose this one. I think with their offense, they can go get it. I mean, yes, Oklahoma has a good defensive line, but you see when a good play caller has ways to kind of combat that screen game, chipping, just repetitively doing it, and I think Lane finds a way. I think Oklahoma's offense has shown that they can't run the ball. That's
Yeah,
the one thing. And then Mateer lately has been inaccurate with the football, and I think it's because he has bad QB mechanics. If you watch him, you watch the film guy. He says that he shows that and how he leans to his left, and now with his finger messed up. It's making all his throws go high left, and I could be wrong. Oklahoma could come win this, but in my gut, I say Ole Miss gets it.
And I mean, at least, I mean, plus 5.5. I think they keep it close for sure.
Oh yeah, I think it'll be a close game.
Yeah.
I don't think Oklahoma's going to blow out any good team.
No, me neither. Next up, Virginia at North Carolina. Virginia is favored by 10.5 points to totals 51.5. Virginia did play a close game against Washington State. Washington State could have won that game,
They've
actually.
been playing better though. Washington State gave Ole Miss a good game.
Yeah, and then North Carolina, we saw what happened to them.
Played Cal. I didn't see the end. I didn't see the game, but I know they played them close.
Yeah, they played them close. I'm gonna go North Carolina covers the 10.5. I wouldn't be surprised if actually Bill stole a game. I wouldn't be surprised if he got one win and they beat Virginia, and then I was like, okay.
Yeah, I could. I'll just take Virginia just because it's a coin flip one for me on this one. It's either they're gonna do that or Virginia's gonna beat this. It's not. I don't think it's gonna. I don't think. I don't think Virginia's gonna get it by 11. I think it's gonna be a blowout or it's gonna be really close.
Yeah.
So I'll just take Virginia.
Yep. Next up, South Florida versus at Memphis. USF favored by 4.5. Obviously, Memphis lost to UAB last week. Crazy game. The coach leaving bump is real. Crazy stuff. I'm going South Florida minus 4.5. I think they thumped Memphis. Actually, they've been playing really good.
This one scares me. I'm gonna take South Florida, but it scares me. I'm just gonna say that.
Okay.
Memphis off a loss.
At home.
They have the players to play with them. It's not like, it's not like I thought Boise State and South Florida, I thought it was a mismatch. I thought South Florida just had better athletes.
Mm-hmm.
I think Memphis has the athletes to play with them. So it scares me, but I'm going to go South Florida just because Byram running the ground. He can't throw worth shit, and I can't talk worth shit, but
he throws a good slant.
same thing. He does a decent slant and can run the hell out of the read option.
Yep. Next up, Northwestern at Nebraska. Just kind of threw this one in there because we needed games to pick. This week's kind of short.
Northwestern, that's my alma mater.
True. Northwestern, our dogs, 8.5 points. Nebraska favorite at home. Honestly, both these teams still have a chance for college football playoff. They're both 5-2, so this one's going to knock someone out for sure. If they're not already out, really. Give me Northwestern covers the 8.5.
Yeah, I hate riding with you on a bunch of these, but I think Northwestern covers as well. I mean, they're a tough team.
Mm-hmm.
You thought when they lost to they lost to UCLA, right?
Yeah.
Or they win? Yeah. You thought when they lost to UCLA, it was they suck with them, but it's like, okay, never mind. Both teams are actually they play hard. I commend them for beating Penn State. I know Drew Allar went out of the game, but even then, like Penn State has so many more athletes than them, and they still just toughed it out. And I know Nebraska has more athletes than them, but not as many as Penn State did. So I'm gonna wait. Is it at Nebraska?
Yeah.
Give me Nebraska.
Okay. After you say all that, yeah. We're just gonna go in order from time this week. So next up is Auburn and Arkansas. Arkansas minus 2.5. It's like the battle of two stoppable forces. You got Auburn's horrific defense, and then they're gonna go against Arkansas's amazing offense. But then Auburn's horrific offense is gonna go against Arkansas's horrific defense. So it's like, I said Auburn's horrific defense. I meant really good defense, by the way. But it's like both are the best on best, worst on worst. And who wins? It's going to be who's worst can play better. And I'm going Arkansas. I'm not going with Auburn anymore this year. I've tried to, and this is not at home. They're going to lose. Arkansas is going to win.
I'll say this. After Tommy Tuberville was fired from Auburn, Petrino wanted the job at Auburn so bad, and they kind of laughed in his face. Petrino hates Auburn. He wants this game. Taylor Green's gonna go off.
Mm-hmm.
He has against every team except for Notre Dame,
Mm-hmm.
which even then he wasn't terrible. It wasn't like they moved the ball. It
He is
just they couldn't get it at the end.
his draft stock is going up and
He
up.
was a great quarterback. I've been saying this, he was one of my players before the season. I said to watch out for us. I just saw it last year. I mean, he's a guy, big guy who, he outruns angles on people. And
Mm-hmm.
that's insane for a guy his size. And he can make all the throws. Uh, really against Memphis, they should have won that game.
Yeah.
He made a throw to a receiver late in the game, running through the corner, hit him right here in the pocket, and he dropped it. So I'm taking Arkansas. I don't trust Auburn's offense at all. I won't pick Auburn against anybody, really.
Only Kentucky when they play Kentucky, I'll pick them against them.
Watch out, Kentucky.
All right. Next up, we're gonna do the Bama game. Bama, South Carolina. Bama favored by 12.5 points. Total's 47.5. I'm gonna go with South Carolina covers. I think we win, but
What is it, 14 and a half?
12.5.
12 and a half. That's what I thought.
I worry about the running QB. Obviously, I know Lenore Sellers is great and everything. I just worry about a sleeper game. I think it will actually be like a 10-point game. I think we still win though.
Yeah, it's definitely a trap game for Bama. But I think, I said this earlier today. I was uh talking with somebody at work about Alabama and stuff. I said I think if Bama goes and wins this game convincingly and handles business, I think they're a real national title contender. I think right now we're really good. I think we've shown a lot. Obviously, winning 4 ranked games in a row is not hard, but to be a complete team, you got to go play these teams you're better than. They have talent. Don't get me wrong. They have some guys that can play, but you got to go put it out there first. Take the crowd out of the game. Get up or start fast and play your game. And but I think we cover. I think we do that. I think Ty Simpson's too good. I think South Carolina's run defense is bad, so I think we'll be able to run the ball. I think Justin Hill's going to get some carries. I don't know if Jam will get as many. I know Jam played last week, but I still think
Mm.
they want to take it easy with him from that concussion from Missouri. But and that's the thing with Bama though. We always have that. If we can't run it, all right,
Yeah.
we'll just throw it. Okay, or reverse to Ryan Williams. That's a run.
Yep.
Screen to Jeremy Bernard. Pretty much a run. He just breaks 3 tackles and gets the first down. So
Yeah.
um, anyway, we have to do it. I still think they get it done. I don't think Ty Simpson's gonna let. But just the way he talks, it doesn't seem like he lets anybody, get complacent or, it's always next game. So if I see that, I really think Bama is a contender.
Next up, Missouri at Vandy. Vandy's favored by 2.5 points, and I'm riding Vandy. I think they're the better team. I worry about Missouri's pass rush, and I worry about they have decent defense and get pressure on the quarterback. But I think this is going to be a really interesting game to watch. The thing that worries me the most, and the reason I think Vandy's going to win is because Bo Prabula. I think he might have a turnover or two, and that will put it in Vandy's favor. I do want to watch how the Missouri running back plays this game because Vandy, they don't have the depth on the offensive line, on the defensive line, and I think their running back could get a lot of yards against them and break some big runs. So I'm still going Vandy though.
Yeah, I'm also gonna go Vandy because I actually like Missouri's pass rush a lot. I think they're really good. Colby Young, I can't remember if his name's Colby, but I know his last name's Young. But they got 2 edge guys on Missouri that can get after quarterbacks. But the problem is, I don't think they stopped the run very well. Alabama, Jan Miller had a day hit 85 yards on him. And, it wasn't like just amazing, but I imagine what Vandy's run game can do.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and that option kind of neutralizes those edge rushers. I just think Vandy ball controls them, runs the ball. And I think it's a low-scoring game. I don't think they score a whole lot of points. I don't think Missouri does either. I think it's a, a 21-17 type game, and Vandy gets it.
Yep. Next up, BYU, Iowa State. I'm gonna go BYU covers the 2.5 against Iowa State. I think they proved a lot. I think they've won a lot of good games. I know Iowa State. They've had 2 losses in a row. Now they're coming off a bye. They're trying to make a statement. This is kind of their last stand, but I think BYU is going to be able to do it. I like the way their defense plays. They play a tough game, and BYU's quarterback has been able to establish himself pretty well, and he always comes up clutch. So I'm going to go BYU.
BYU, BYU.
Picked them last week.
I'll say this, BYU. I haven't watched one fucking lick of y'all all year, but I'm tired of the shit. Last year, I knew y'all are garbage. Didn't watch you all year. Ended up being garbage. But I'll say this: I'm gonna take Iowa State because I don't trust the Mormons. I think they add on to certain things. You know what I'm saying. But false prophet. But if you win this game, if you go beat Iowa State at Iowa State, I will watch. I will adhere my eyes to you. I will see what you're doing, and I might believe in you. Probably not when you play Texas Tech, but other than that, sure.
All right. Next game, interesting game. Illinois at Washington, and Washington is minus 4.5 point favorites. Washington at home. I'm picking Washington. I
First
think
two?
Illinois. Picking Washington to cover it. The quarterback made some bad turnovers last week against Michigan. Michigan did get a big win against them at home, which we both were surprised by. I think we both picked Washington to cover last week. But I'm going to go with Washington here.
Good win by Michigan. What was the spread?
4.5. They're both 5-2, so this is one team is not making the playoffs for sure.
Yeah. Go. I'm gonna take Illinois to cover. I think maybe Washington still wins by 3, but I don't know. I think the way Illinois kind of runs the ball and plays that, type pro style offense, I think it could limit the scoring and what Washington wants to do. This is another one of those coin flip. I just don't know. It could go either way. I'm just gonna pick against you just because
What do you
one
think
of us got to be right.
Brett Bielema? What do you think about him?
I think he's the last of the fats.
Very sad
He's
story.
the last fat coach. Pittman got fired.
Where's Charlie Weiss when you
His
need
titties are gone. Charlie Weiss's son is at Ole Miss, but sadly he's not fat. He needs to get fat immediately
True.
and get a head coaching job somewhere.
Next up, Minnesota at Iowa. Max, I'll let you go first.
What's the spread?
8.5. Iowa.
Give me Minnesota. Cover. I think Iowa probably wins by 3. I mean, if this is not a 3-point fucking game all year, I don't know what is.
Yeah, I agree. Minnesota got their big win last week against Nebraska, but going to Kinnick is going to be a tough game. Iowa snuck it out against Penn State.
They did, but you got to remember, Penn State, they still have a lot of good athletes on that team.
They got a field goal block for a touchdown as well.
I mean, it's if this isn't a field goal defense game, I don't know what game is.
Yeah, these teams are both 5-2 as well, so this is going to be elimination. You're not making the playoffs.
Yeah,
I'll go Iowa as well, 8.5.
Well, I'm going Minnesota. You going Iowa?
Oh, I meant Minnesota. Excuse me. I don't think Iowa wins by over 8.5. But I do. Minnesota covers. Iowa wins.
Yep.
Next up, Baylor at Cincinnati. Cincinnati favored by 3.5. You can go first, Max.
Give me Cincinnati. Their quarterback, Dormsby, I think's his name. He's a great athlete. He can run it, and he's starting to show that he can really throw it too. I just think Cincinnati's kind of hot right now. They've been on, a little run here. Baylor's been disappointing oddly since the week 1 loss against Auburn. That loss, you thought they looked pretty decent, but since then they've been pretty disappointing. Their offense is still pretty good, but I think Cincinnati is a little more balanced. They have a little better defense, a little better offense.
I'm going to go Baylor here. Baylor covers a 3.5. I think they might actually win this game. They have been disappointing, I will agree, but I mean, I think there's going to be one of those games where a good team gets beat. Baylor's good enough to beat Cincinnati, I believe. I know it's hard to beat them at home, especially, but I'm going to go Baylor here. I think they could actually pull off the upset. Next up, Texas at Mississippi State. Texas favored by 7.5 points on the road. Texas last week almost losing to Kentucky in every statistical category they should have lost, but they won, so I'll give them credit. And then Mississippi State, I don't understand what happened last week. They should have came back and beat Florida. I know everyone's talking about the pass play they threw an interception on. Yeah, tough scene. I'm going to go Mississippi State covers the 7.5. I don't see Texas beating them by 7. Offense isn't good enough.
I'm going to go with you. I think Mississippi State covers. I think if Texas wins, it's by 3 or 7.
Yeah. Next up, let's see how many games we got left. And we'll save that one for the last one. Michigan at Michigan State. Michigan favored by 14.5 points. Michigan State did have a backdoor cover against Indiana. I'm going to go Michigan covers the 14.5 points. I don't think Michigan State's very good this year.
Yeah, I'm going to take Michigan as well. Michigan State's been disappointing. They kind of started out, you thought them in Boston College may be okay, but they both are garbage.
Yeah, Boston College especially.
Yeah.
Next up, Tennessee at Kentucky. Tennessee's only favored by 7.5 points. I'm going Tennessee to cover this one. I think they might cover it big too. I know Kentucky showed some life last week against Texas, but I'm going to go Tennessee here.
What was the spread again?
7.5.
Oh, give me Tennessee all the way. I think Tennessee blows them out.
Yep. Next up, Houston at Arizona State. Houston 6-1 right now. Arizona State 5-2. Arizona State is favored by 6.5 points at home. Quarterback's going to be there. I'm going to take Houston to cover, though. Houston covers 6.5 points, but Arizona State's going to win. I think Houston has a good ball club, actually.
Give me Arizona State. I think they get a 10-point win here.
And last up, I think possibly the most interesting game of the week. Texas A&M goes to LSU. A&M is favored on the road by 2.5 points. Max, what do you think?
I'm going to take LSU here. I think A&M falls in this week. I think their defense is a little fraudulent. I think they've shown on the road that they give up points, and I think LSU has a legit defense, and they're not going to just be able to run the ball on them.
I'm going with A&M. I do not believe in the LSU offense one bit. I know, as you said, A&M's defense might be a little fraudulent, but I don't think there's any fraudulence about how bad LSU's offense is. They did put it together a little bit against Vandy. I'll say that. They had some big plays. But I think A&M, especially their pass game, I think they have 2 great receivers over there. And I think they will be able to win. I think they'll win by a field goal. So, all right, let's go to our sneaks and our locks. I'll start it off. My sneak is Troy minus 8.5. I can't remember who they're playing. I'm sorry. And it's so funny what my lock is because I changed my pick. So I'm going to have to change my lock. I'll change my lock to Tennessee minus 7.5 versus Kentucky. I originally had Cincinnati as my lock.
Why did you change it?
Because I picked Baylor on here.
Oh. Yeah, that makes sense. My lock is... Hold up. Who's SMU playing?
I don't know. You picked them.
I wrote it down as minus 35. I don't know if I want to pick that. Maybe it's 3.5. Yeah, it's 3.5.
3.5 versus Wake Forest.
Yeah, SMU minus 3.5 at Wake Forest. I was thinking minus 35 doesn't make sense. My sneak is Oklahoma State plus 38.5 at Texas Tech.
38.5 is a lot of points.
38.5 is many points.
All right, well, that's been our college football picks. We're just going to go ahead and transition straight into the NFL picks really quickly. We'll just give kind of a breakdown of games, just kind of go through it quickly. Last week it's so funny. I said I'll cut it. I never did. So if you listen to our podcast, there's like a break in the middle where you like, I got to go pee. And you just hear me sit. Yeah, I'm just sitting there like a robot.
Nice.
Yeah. Okay.
Our viewers love that.
Yeah, I'm sure they thought that was impressive. They hear you say something about Taylor in the fantasy stuff.
Really?
Yeah. Okay, Vikings and Chargers. This is a Thursday night game. Chargers favored by -3. Oh, by the way, we had a really good week last week of picking, actually, so we did pretty good. I don't know the exact schedule, but I was going through it, and I'm pretty sure I went like 10-6 or 11-5, and you went like 9-7, so pretty decent. Vikings and Chargers. Chargers favored by -3.5. Going Chargers at home. Herbert's been putting it together once since he's got his receiver back, and Carson Wentz is kind of a hit or miss. I know the Vikings have a good defense though, but I'm gonna go Chargers -3.5. I think they cover.
Yeah, I'm taking Chargers as well. I like Justin Herbert. I think he's leading the league in passing yards.
He could be. I'm not sure. Next up, Jets versus Bengals. The Jets started. They benched the best quarterback in the league for some reason. I'm not sure why they did that. Justin Fields is not starting this week. Tyrod Taylor is. Bengals. The Jets, by the way, they lost to the Panthers. I think. Can't remember who they played. They lost. They're 0-7. And the Bengals, they beat the Steelers. Joe Flacco actually decided to throw it to Jamar Chase 20 times. Actual stat, he had 20 targets. And they won because of that. And that's a pretty good game plan. Get him the ball. Cincinnati's favored -6.5. It's hard to pick the Jets to do anything. And the Bengals are at home. So I'm gonna go Bengals -6.5 against the Jets.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna take the Bengals as well. It's just hard to pick the Jets. I know they got Tyrod Taylor starting this week. Tyrod's not a bad player. He can make throws. Could keep it close, but I gotta go with the Bengals.
Next up, the Bears and the Ravens. Ravens favored -6.5. Rumor has it that Lamar Jackson is back this week. I don't know if he is or not though, because they haven't officially announced it. I'm still taking the Bears to cover the 6.5 points. Actually, their defense has looked a lot better. And if Lamar is back, then maybe I'll eat my words, or maybe he still needs like a game, to be fully back.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the. Ah, shit, I can't. You can't take the Ravens 6.5 without knowing if
Yeah,
Lamar's gonna play. So I gotta go Bears.
but yeah. Next up, Dolphins 1-6 versus the Falcons 3-3. Atlanta's favored by 7.5. Last week we talked about the Falcons and I chose them against the 49ers, and you chose the 49ers because you never know with the Falcons. This will be the game they go and lose. And of course they did.
Mac Jones.
Bijan continues to look great. Tua got benched last week. I'm going with the Falcons to cover the 7.5. I hate that spread. It's horrendous.
Yeah.
The NFL spread
Is Tua starting this week?
They haven't said. Honestly, if he wasn't and they were starting Quinn Ewers, I'd be more confident. Because Tua can play good. I know he had a bad week last week, but I know he can play good. Quinn looked horrible. But I mean,
Yeah, give me the Falcons.
Falcons got a really good defense this year too. They're actually playing. Yeah. The Bills versus the Panthers. Bills 4-2. Panthers 4-3. Bills coming off a bye. Panthers coming off another win. Panthers have a winning record right now. Sneakily, Panthers aren't that bad of a team. Dowdle looks good.
What's the spread?
Buffalo 7.5 at the Panthers. And Bills kind of look a little messy sometimes.
Give me the Bills.
You going Bills cover?
They blow them out.
Give me the Panthers to cover. Give me the Panthers cover the 7.5, especially if Dowdle can get going.
Yeah.
49ers at the Texans. Texans favored by 1.5 against the 49ers. They didn't look that good against the Seahawks last week, the Texans, but the 49ers looked good against the Falcons, and the 49ers have gotten players back. I'm going 49ers. I think they win this game. I'm surprised Houston's favored in this.
Yeah, I'm taking 49ers as well. I mean, Shanahan's shown that he can do it with whoever.
McCaffrey's looking really good this
He's
year.
looking like old
Old
McCaffrey.
Ben.
Last week, it was the first time in a long time he's looked like the McCaffrey that we know.
Yeah, 49ers. So yeah, we're both picking them plus 1.5 against Houston.
Yeah.
Now we got a rematch. Giants and the Eagles. The Eagles are favored minus 7.5. Giants probably should have beat the Broncos last week. They were up big for a while and they let them come back. I think the Eagles, who they play, I can't remember who they played, but Jalen Hurts.
Jalen Hurts had a great game. I can't remember who they played.
Give me the Giants to cover the 7.5. Giants look good. They probably should have won last week against the Broncos. Jackson.
Where's it at?
This is at the Eagles. Jackson Dart looked really good. Cam Scatterbo continues to look like a bull, just a person to beat.
Give me the Eagles cover. I think Jackson Dart at Philadelphia is going to be a rough environment for him. I think he doesn't have a good day.
Well, last time they played, remember, the Giants ran it down their throat.
Not this time.
I gotcha. Browns at the Patriots. Browns got to win. They got to win. The Browns beat the Jets last week. That's who beat them. Yeah, Browns beat the Jets last week. And the Patriots continue. They beat the Titans very badly. Drake May continues to look really good. I'm going to go with a sneaky Browns cover. Quinshon Judkins has been looking really good.
Who Browns who?
Browns versus the Patriots. Browns beat the
Patriots,
Dolphins
that's
last
right.
week. Browns beat the Dolphins last week. Sorry, I said the wrong thing. Who beat the Jets? Let me go see. Panthers beat the Jets.
Panthers, yeah. You said what was the spread?
6.5.
I'm gonna go Patriots. I think Patriots are kind of on a roll right now.
They are. They're 5-2. Buccaneers at the Saints. Tampa Bay minus 3.5.
Give me Bucks.
Not the Bucks. Bucks have a lot of injuries now, and Mike Evans is out now.
Yeah, but is he done for the season?
Yeah, he broke his collarbone.
Oh, I can drop him on fantasy then. That's my second receiver to be out for the season this year.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with the Saints cover the 3.5. They tried
taking the Bucks.
They tried to put it together last week against I'm pretty sure they played the Bears, I want to say. Am I right? I'm just naming games that I remember. Yeah, it was the Bears. Cool. I was right. Next up, Titans versus the Colts again. The Colts are winning this. They're favored by 14.5. Colts are going to cover 14.5. They look really good. Jonathan Taylor, I think, should be the leader of the MVP race right now, as well as Daniel Jones looks amazing too. So, and they have the best rookie. Tyler Warren's the best rookie. I don't care what people say.
Yeah. Give me the Colts as well.
Next up, Cowboys Broncos. Cowboys are 3.5-point dogs at Denver. Cowboys got a big win last week against the Commanders, and the Broncos came back and beat the Giants. Give me the Broncos to cover 3.5 points.
Who are they playing?
Cowboys.
Give me the Cowboys. I think the Cowboys' offense is too good.
Understandable. Next up, the Packers at the Steelers. Packers are favored by 3.5 points against the Steelers. Steelers put up a lot of points on offense last week, but their defense couldn't put it together. And also, Aaron Rodgers had 2 interceptions. Packers kind of haven't looked as good as I thought they would be at the beginning of the year. I know they're still just 4-1-1 though. Give me the Steelers to cover 3.5 points. I think they cover. I think they could win actually. I don't know why. I'm an Aaron Rodgers guy though. That's why I'm saying.
Yeah, me too. I like the Steelers. I don't trust Jordan Love. Uh, I like Aaron Rodgers.
All right, last game, the Monday night game. Commanders at the Chiefs. Jay Daniels is not playing, is what I've heard. Chiefs are favored by 12.5 points. Give me the Chiefs. They covered big points last week against the Raiders, and I think they'll do it again. And I also think Deebo Samuel's out.
Yeah, if Daniel isn't playing, give me the Chiefs.
All right, let's do one lock for the week, Max, in the NFL. My lock is the 49ers plus 1.5 against Houston.
Let me see. My lock will be. Will be the Bucks 3.5 over the Saints.
All right. Well, that's been the Weekends Over podcast. We talked some college football and we talked some NFL. We hope y'all enjoy it, and we will see y'all next week. Y'all have fun watching these games, and I am looking for the stopper. There it is. See y'all later.